Hello, class. Good to see everybody. I hope everyone's been enjoying themselves. I had a good week with the sub. I'm not sure who they would have gotten by now, but hopefully whoever it is helping you guys out, and you had a good week of recovery last week. Before I left, I told the school that I would make a couple videos, maybe for at least this week worth of videos. So that's what I did. I hope you do well. Just keep pushing forward and remember everything I've told you and taught you already from Unit 1 and Unit 2. This is actually Unit 3 now. It changed from last year. But just remember everything I taught you. You will be using chapters 1 and 2 throughout the school year and then into next year as well. Remember drawing pictures, add the pieces equal to the whole, the formulas we taught you last chapter in chapter 2. Remember all that stuff because you're going to be using it again. Chapter 3 is called transformations. It's taking something on a graph and moving it somehow. That's what a transformation is, in math anyway. All right, let's see. So for your notes, and I'll try to go slow, but I only have like a 15-minute window where I can do the lesson, so I'm kind of go slow, fast, but just try to keep up. Transformation, like I said, a transformation is altering an image on a graph in math. That's usually what we use it for. The types of transformations, there are 3 main ones. There is a 4th one, but we don't do that one until chapter 6. So you have a translation, a reflection, and a rotation. All right, translate, reflect, and rotate. Obviously, the one we're going to do today, if you've been paying attention to your calendar, that hopefully you got your packets today. Hopefully the sub's already given them to you. And if they haven't, get them from the sub. All right, a translation, that's what we're going to do today. A translation, just like my little animation here shows, it's sliding an object. It's when you take something and you slide it along a graph. That's it. You don't spin it, you don't flip it, you just slide it. That's a translation. If you were to take your desk and slide it and make a lot of noise, you'd probably bug your sub a lot. Well, that would be called a translation. So anytime you slide your desk, just say you are translating your desk. All right, before we get started too much into these things, you have to know what a pre-image and an image is. The pre-image is before you alter anything. That is the original picture on your graph. The image, that is your new picture, all right? And we represent those with K's or with any letter, and then when we do the image, this little symbol right here, that is called the prime. So we would say K translates to K prime. Right? It's sliding, K and K prime. If we did it again, then we would say, see if it'll work. Doesn't always work. Then we would do K double prime. All right? So K would be your original, your pre-image, K prime would be your first image, and then K double prime, if you did something else, would be your second image. Coordinate plane, X, Y, up, down, left, right. In case, if you don't know how to graph by now, this chapter is going to suck for you. All right, moving. So it's really easy to translate when you already have the picture. All you have to do, if it whatever it says, you move it that many. So if I wanted to move 10 units right, I would count each point and I would slide it 10 to the right. It would look something like that. You just count. That's all you're doing for translating. You count left or right, up or down. All right, as we go through all of these, just kind of keep up. I'm going to flip through them because this is the easy part of it. We got to get to the slightly harder part. So again, here we have the rectangle, and we're going to translate it 5 units to the left. So we slide each corner. You would count 5 left, and then you would draw the picture. Another one, it doesn't matter how many points there are. It doesn't matter what it looks like. All you do is follow directions. However it tells you to move, you move it. So another example here, take a trapezoid. We slide it down just like that. Nothing too challenging about any of these. If you're going to do both, you do both. You pick one, you move it 8 up, and then you move it 6 left. So we would move it up. I can find my other click, and there you go. Then we would move it left 6 and draw the picture. And all you're doing is counting. I'd be like, if this is my point right here, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'm going to count 6 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. Don't make it any more complicated than that. All right. Translation should be the easiest one out of all of them. All right. So you can go ahead and try this one. All right. All you have to do again is go 5 units to the left and 6 units up. Okay. So the substitute, go ahead and pause the video right now because I'm not going to sit here for 2 minutes while everyone does this. Just pause the video, and then give everyone a couple minutes to do it, maybe 2 minutes at the most, and then go ahead and start playing the video. All right, so if you did this correctly, your picture should be, I don't have it. So I'm going to cheat here. I'm going to clone it. All right. I'm going to slide it 5 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. And the only thing that's wrong with what I just did was I need the primes now. So these are my new pictures. So that would be A prime, C prime, and B prime. And that is where your picture should be. Right. Not complicated. Just sliding an object. All you're doing is counting your points. These are just more examples, but let's go ahead and get into the coordinate notation part of this. That's the more important part. All right, coordinate notation. So whenever you're doing coordinate notation, let me check something really quick. Yes. Okay, yeah. So this will go on your notes. I'm looking at your notes right now. This will go on that line underneath translation coordinate notation. Go ahead and write XY translates. That's what we're using this. It actually transforms, not translate. X plus A, Y plus B. So the X and Y, that's the point that you start at. So all those points we were doing a second ago when we were moving it on the graph, those would go here. So let's say my first point was 3, 5. Kind of small there, sorry. And then from there, this X and this Y, or sorry, this A and this B, that's how much you change it by. Maybe it's plus 5 for A and maybe minus 6 for B. Okay, so that's just a little example of what all the letters mean. The X and the Y, those come from right here. So you would plug in your X and you would plug in your Y. All right, let's look at an example. Oh, the X value. All right, the X value moves the image left and right. Right. Think of a graph. What numbers or what variable goes left and right? X. So if you're adding, you're going to go to the right. If you're subtracting, you're going to go to the left. If A is positive, like a positive 3, you would move the image to the right. If A is a negative 4, it's negative. So what numbers are negative? Or what direction is negative? Left. So you would move it to the left. That's it. All right. Whereas on the Y, if we're doing the Y, you're going to go up or down, just like on the x-axis on the graph. Y goes up and down. So if Y is positive, or sorry, if B is positive, then you're going to go up. Right? If B, on the other hand, is negative, like a negative 4, then you're going to go down. Really hard to use a mouse to write on a computer. And that's that. Right? Y is up and down, X is left and right. That doesn't change. None of that changes. Okay. So if I have a graph, I'm just going to do what it says. If it is a positive 5, that means I'm going right 5 because it's the X. If it is a negative 2, that means I'm going down 2 because it is a negative for the Y. So I don't think I have anything here. Nope. So here I'm going to count every point you're going to count 5 right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then down 2. 1, 2. So right here would be my y prime. And then I do the same thing with x. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. So right around in here would be my x prime. And then same thing for the w and the z. I'm going to skip a step and just get it drawn. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you recognize what I'm doing, I'm just counting the length of the line. I'm just going to graph it in. All right. So ignore how crappy looking that looks. It's really hard to draw on this screen with a mouse, but it works. All right. And that's how it would look without being so bad. All right. So that's how you graph. It's really simple. Don't overthink this. X is left and right, Y is up and down. When you are doing translation, X is left and right, Y is up and down. All right. So go ahead, take a minute, do this one. Go ahead and pause the video. By the way, pause. All right. If you haven't paused it yet, you hopefully have. All right, so if you did this right, then this is what it should have looked like. I went left 3 and up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. And then over here would be my R prime, my D prime, and my S prime. Make sure you have the prime symbols there. The big part of this chapter is these little symbols here, knowing which one goes first and second, and so on. Okay, so that's that. Let's do it without a graph. Let's skip some of these slides. Okay, so now we're going to do it without a graph. Okay, because this is really, if you understand this, then you should be able to do this. Your coordinates are 4 and -2. Remember, your x and your y, your first x and your y, are the original coordinate. So I'm going to go ahead and take those. I'll use a different color actually. And we have 4, -2 right here. Well, my x value is my 4, and my y value is my -2. So my new coordinates, after we do the math, 4 plus 5 is 9. -2 plus 3 is +1. So my new coordinate for that point is at 9, 1. That's it. That's all coordinate notation for translation is. This is the easiest one out of all the types of transformations. When we get into rotation, it gets a little bit more complicated. Translate, super easy. Reflect, not too bad. Rotation, you're going to struggle on rotation. So definitely pay attention, pay close attention to the videos, and make sure you're using the QR videos and things like that in your homework packets. For this next one, go ahead and take a minute. And actually, I don't know if I have any more. Okay. We'll go ahead and do it. So again, the point is 4, -2. So I would plug 4 in here. I would plug -2 in here. 4 minus 5 is -1. -2 and -3 is -5. So my answer here, -1, -5 for number 2. That's it. This isn't difficult. I don't know how many more examples I have. Go ahead and do these ones. If you could pause the video for the class so they don't see the answers. I'm going to go ahead and put the answers up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So you should have 6. And this one is all right, and there you go. So if you did number 3 and 4 correctly, those are your 2 answers. -6 and -3 is -9. 8 minus 2 is 6. And -6 and 5 is -1. And 8 minus 4 is 4. And that's translation coordinate notation. So the rest of this time, you have to work on your homework. I believe you got one, maybe 2 pages on this. I don't remember, but I do have QR videos, like I said a second ago. Use them, okay? If you're not subscribed to my YouTube, then go ahead and actually subscribe, because once you subscribe, you can go right to my name, my channel, and then if I haven't already, I'm going to make public all the videos. Normally they're just private and unlisted, so you can't find them. But I'm going to go ahead and make them all public, so that you can easily jump in and see them, and just by clicking on my name once you subscribe. And if you've never used YouTube before, I doubt it, but if you never have, then figure it out. But most of you probably know what I'm talking about. But go ahead, find it. You can watch the QR videos as much as you need. And again, like I told you before I left, if any of you need any help with anything, all right, I'm an email away, all right, depending on what I might be doing. And if for some reason I can't get back to you right away, I will do my best as soon as I can. Just shoot me a message on Remind. That's all you have to do. I'll get them in my email. And yeah, good luck. All right. I hope today's lesson wasn't too bad. And at least for the rest of this week, you should see me a couple more times. So you don't have to be sad because you get to see me a couple more times. All right. All right. Good luck. Adios.